Salute YouTube. It's me again, Nocturnal Thoughts, and I brought I brought my man's Winston with me, aka Casper, aka Casper the Ghost, aka Ghost. I was watching the video I did the other day with this little dude, and it made me feel like I was looking like Buffalo Bill. You know what I mean? Like it puts the lotion on its skin or it gets the hose again. Put the lotion in the basket. So, anyways, it's me and Winston. And this video right here is going to be a quick one, but it's going to be a tough video for me to do. It's the Glove Gate 2.0. I think Boxing Ego jumped it off. Blue Blood ran with it, and Fanon touched on it. He knows the sports touched on it. Probably everybody, but I didn't watch everybody. But it's just a tough one for me to call. You know what I'm saying? Damn. To be honest with you, I don't even know how to relay my thoughts on this one because it's just. I looked at that. I mean, showbiz. The adult touched on it. You know. He just jumped to automatically that the pictures were Photoshop. You know what I mean? And when I first looked at the pictures, that's kind of the first thing I was thinking too. Like, though, it's just not that I just said, man, those pictures are Photoshop, but it was the possibility of those pictures being Photoshopped. It's too much for me to, you know what I'm saying, just absolutely say without a shadow of a doubt that those are legitimate pictures, right? So then Fanon posted up some pictures that he said was directly from the photographer, had the watermarks, had the copyrights, and I looked at those and I said, you know what, those look to be legit. You know what I'm saying? Those don't look photoshopped. And the Blue Bloods made another comeback video, and he says, look, these pictures are not photoshopped. I just got these straight off of the Google. You know what I'm saying? So I had some time on my hands last night, and I'm watching the fight again for I don't know how many times I done watched this fight, and I'm trying to pause it, slow it down, and see any kind of evidence, you know what I'm saying, for myself, because I just want to see it for myself. And there was a point where they showed a replay in slow motion. I was able to pause it on my phone, keep in mind, I wasn't on the big screen, on my phone, and zoom in. And there was a point in that where his glove almost looked like what I remember to be like those Incredible Hulk punching gloves. Back when the Incredible Hulk movies would come out, the first little merchandise would come out would be his Hulk smash gloves or his Hulk smash fist, and it had, like, you can see the Incredible Hulk knuckle, and the glove kind of looked like that. And when I saw that, I was like, boom, there it is. There's the evidence I need for my eyes to see that this is just not a total farce. This is not total malarkey. This is not just, you know what I'm saying, a Photoshop. You know what I mean? So I watched the rest of the fight and everything, and it still bothers me because the first picture that they show for like Boxing Ego and Fanon and Blue Bloods and all those guys, the boxing glove is so much definition of the knuckles and hands and fingers to where it almost looked like a deflated basketball. And I just still can't see how 1 minute a glove can look like that, and then the next minute it can go back to looking semi like a regular glove. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So I have to say that there is a possibility. There's definitely a possibility. You know, if you think about the injuries that Deontay Wilder sustained with the indentation, there's a possibility. You know what I'm saying? I hate to be looking back in the rearview mirror like this, but My thing is, I still cannot focus on what happened in the past and not think about what needs to happen in the future. Because when I really think about it honestly, and I watched that fight, and I watched the first fight. That's a matter of fact, that's what I did. I watched the first fight to see if Deontay Wilder was ever hurt in the first fight, which I don't watch the first fight a hundred, couple dozen times anyway. But I just wanted to watch it. I wanted to watch the first fight after the second fight to see the contrast in it, to see the difference in Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? To look at the floppy glove in the first fight, you know what I mean? And to look at Deontay Wilder's ring walk the second fight and just compare everything. I compared everything. And it's just still, to me, even though the Glove Gate 2.0 looks to me to be a little bit more legitimate, it might be some foul play. It definitely needs to be investigated. I still feel like a lot of that was a combination of things going wrong for Deontay Wilder that was not like when you go into the conversation of his water being contaminated, and I still just don't see the evidence to prove that. I mean, sometimes the you know the first thing you hear, even though it don't sound right and everything, like when AJ got beat by Andy Ruiz, the first story that came out to me was the most legitimate story. It made the most sense to me. He pulled in a last minute sparring partner trying to get prepared for Andy Ruiz. The guy, came in there and sparked him, concussed him. He came talking to Radio Raheem with, abrasions on his face, and he was trying to make a story about how he didn't suffer any damage in the training sparring. It was just some kind of physio, but to me, he just didn't look like himself the whole fight for Andy Ruiz. And I think the most thing that made sense is he sort of took it for granted, and he was hurt doing sparring. Same thing with Deontay Wilder. The first story that came out, even though it sounded kind of crazy, I think that's still just the most legitimate reason behind some of what happened with Deontay Wilder. Not all, but some. And that was the suit. I think he had on his suit for too long, and it threw him off. I think the mask and the lights and the ring walk itself was just wrong, and I think that just threw him off of his game. I think his energy was low. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he prepared the last 15 minutes before the fight. I don't think he prepared correctly. I think he didn't break his sweat. He came in the ring cold, and he came in the ring kind of a good word for it, not inebriated, but he came in the ring right after taking off the mask with the lights and the suffocation and I think that all just kind of started to take a toll on him during the process of the fight, along with the fact that Tyson Fury was just pressure, 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 pressure. If you watch that first fight, man, you could see a lot of times where if Tyson Fury would have been pressure, pressure, pressure the same way he was in the second fight, that the first fight could have went a different way. And you see in between every single round, you had the young 26-year-old Ben Davison saying, "Don't get greedy. Don't go for it. Don't go for the, you know what I'm saying? Don't go. I know you see the opportunity, but it's going to present itself more and more and more in the future. Don't get greedy. Just keep your distance. Stay safe. Stay safe." And he said that same thing to, Tyson Fury all the way up to the 12th round. Because, Ben Davison is not really a boxing coach. I think that was like he still was learning, and he was looking at things differently. He was like, box, stay safe, stay on the outside, don't commit, don't attack, you know what I'm saying? And it's all yours. You're going to win this thing boxing with just the left hand. And you could see where Tyson Fury had moments in the first fight where if he would have put Deontay Wilder on the back foot, you know what I'm saying, it could have been a problem. And he never really did that. He really let Deontay Wilder box his game, and it still was a close match. A lot of people keep saying that, Tyson Fury won the first fight. He got robbed. I don't believe in that. I think the first fight, if anything, was a draw, but honestly, I still kind of give it to Deontay Wilder. He had 2 knockdowns, and he was the aggressor the whole fight. He did get outboxed in a lot of rounds, but he didn't get outboxed every single round to where he scored no points besides the 2 knockdowns. But either way, the thing is, you can still see where Deontay Wilder was comfortable. He wasn't getting pressed as much. But you can see when he did get hit, his legs still went out from underneath him, just like they did in the second fight, except for this time Tyson Fury just kept coming with more pressure. The biggest thing I think that went wrong for Deontay Wilder in the second fight was the same thing that was happening to him in the first fight. He was telegraphing the right hand way too much. In the first round of the second fight, the first round, the very first punch that Deontay Wilder threw and landed within the first minute of the fight was that big right hand. And it caught him, and it caught him clean. And it stunned Tyson Fury, but Tyson Fury kept coming forward. And even Lennox Lewis was like, you know, he landed that right hand, but sometimes you want to set that up more. You don't want to land your big punch first because now, it's going to be anticipated. And after that, the very second punch that Deontay Wilder threw was the second right hand, and it didn't have any pop to it, and it landed flat, and it didn't have the same effect. And after that, I think he threw it a couple more times with no results, and Tyson Fury just kept coming forward, kept coming forward, kept coming forward, and Deontay Wilder was trying to fight off his back foot, and it just was wearing his legs out and was wearing his legs out more than anything. You know what I'm saying? I know the suit probably played a part in it, but the fact of the matter of Tyson Fury being heavier, committing to, pressing him and making him fight in an uncomfortable style, I think that made his muscles react a different way to where they started to portray him a little earlier than if he would have had more time to in between every single punch. You got time to stabilize yourself and space your legs apart, and you're coming forward. When you're coming forward, your leg muscles are going to be more stable. They're going to be more comfortable doing what you like to do. Going backwards, they may start to portray you a little bit more. Now, the Glovegate 2.0 thing, like I said, I did see a moment in there where there's a possibility that there may have been glove tampering. I just can't commit to it 100% and say that's definitely what it was, because the way that picture looked, if that glove was that flat where you could see every single knuckle, I feel like that would have had to been saw more. Like I said, it looked like a deflated basketball, and I never seen a deflated basketball go from deflated to inflated mid game, like while you dribbling. It could have been a possibility like what they say, the deflate gate, with the footballs just had a little bit of air taken out of them for a better grip. So it could be something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'll leave it to the experts. I feel like the experts should look into it. The commission should look into it. Deontay Wilder's team should look into it. You know what I'm saying? If Tyson Fury is found to be guilty of tampering with gloves, then definitely, man, he should suffer the consequences. But just from my little YouTube platform and keeping it a buck, I ride with Deontay Wilder, win, lose, or draw. Hopefully the third fight does happen, and then the third fight goes down, I'm going for Deontay Wilder, win, lose, or draw. But I don't like to focus on all, you know what I'm saying? I don't like to focus on things that have the potential to be conspiracy theories. I don't like to focus on, you know what I'm saying, things that have the potential to be excuses. You know what I'm saying? I like to focus on solutions. And solution for Deontay Wilder, more than, you know what I'm saying, worried about, like, yeah, you do want to make sure that you can trust the people around you. You do want to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, you don't get somebody that's going to contaminate and slip you a Mickey and spike your rehydration. You don't want to be drinking something that's going to make you sick and make you sluggish and a zombie. But I don't think that was necessarily the case. It's a possibility. I always said, yes, a possibility, but I'm not going to just say that's exactly what it is. I just feel like more what makes sense to me is he was off with his legs and with his breathing and with his body being where he wanted it to be because of the suit and because of the mask. And, you know what I'm saying, just the bad timing of the situation, how it happened. I think the ring walk just was not a good ring walk. And I think sometimes when it comes to a big fight like that, that's all it takes to throw off the rest of the night is a bad ring walk. I think ring walks are very important. You know, it's the final, you know what I'm saying, mentally and physically, it's the final opportunity to get everything perfect and get it together before you throw the first punch. And if that goes wrong, I think it's a domino effect. And I think that's what happened. I feel like that's what happened. So that's where I land at. I'm not going to land on the possibilities of what Tyson Fury possibly did wrong, and I am saying that it is some things that he could have probably did, but I definitely seen some things that Deontay Wilder needs to fix in the gym and with this ring walk. And that what he did for the ring walk, you know, I'm trying to big up, you know what I'm saying, Black Power, Black Magic, the dude, that little young dude with his, you know what I'm saying, with that song, man, I salute all of that. And when he did it, I thought the suit was dope, I thought the song was dope, I thought the ring walk was dope. But at the end of the day, I think it was, you know, I think it was to his detriment. And I think sometimes, you know what I'm saying, the best intentions, you know what I'm saying, can lead to pave the road. They say the road of hell was paved with good intentions. I think all those things he was doing, the ring walk, the suit, the display behind him with all the, you know what I'm saying, famous black leaders and everything, I think all that was tight. And I think it still kind of was, you can't, hindsight is 20/20. And I think if he could go back and do that all over, he would do it just a little bit differently, so that his mentality, his physical, would have been a little bit more harmonious with the situation and more prepared for what he would have had to do facing Tyson Fury, coming forward, bullying style, crunk style, where Deontay Wilder would have had to been a little bit more on his toes and a little bit more elusive with his right hand, setting up the right hand, not even showing the right hand until later on in the fight, really. Not thinking he was going to be able to come in there and drop the slammer from Alabama, the hammer from Alabama, you know what I'm saying, and knock him out with the first. I think he should have had a better game plan as far as, I see you, girl, having a better game plan as far as setting up a perfect boxing match to deal with, you know what I'm saying, Tyson Fury. Anyways, this video is stretching out longer than I wanted to, so we peacing out. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all time. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to, you know what I'm saying, leave me some feedback, or if you want to debate, or whatever the case may be, holla back. I'm out.